This week on Focus Outdoors, we're in the land of 10,000 Lakes, Minnesota, hunting rough grouse and woodcock. I'm with Dennis Foster from iTime Promotions and Dakota Pheasant Guide, and also with us is Brian Bourne from Rio Ammunition. We're going to be hunting a lot of public land, which means we're going to have to get away from the trails that a lot of people use and the roads that a lot of people are on. And to do this week, we're going to use UTVs like this Honda. Very imperative. It's going to help us get the dogs back into the far covers, and it's also going to get us able to transport a lot of people where we need them to be on this hunt. Really appreciate you being here. You're looking for feedback from brand new products, and that's the key to me. Companies that actually go out into the field and take the recommendations from the people that are using your product. So thanks for coming up.
Thanks for having me.
And Dennis is a pheasant guide, big time out in the Dakotas. This is all new for you.
You
Dennis.
bet. It's and to me, it's a perfect tune-up before our season starts. Is to get the dogs out, get everything stretched. I've got a new dog that you've had some hand-in training that we're going to put on the ground and just get a good feel for everything and hopefully get a few shots in and knock some rust out.
Perfect. This week on Focus Outdoors, you folks need to stay tuned because we're going to have some great wing shooting action that's very unique. Thanks for tuning in. The land of the loon, the walleye, the white-tailed deer, and two iconic game birds, the rough grouse and American woodcock. Come along with Focus Outdoors as we try to find those treasured coverts where these two great upland game birds live. The cover is thick and tight, and the temps are up, making this hunt even more challenging. But the awesome beauty of this vast forest is enough to put a smile on everyone's face. As we headed around the east side of Mille Lacs Lake on our way north, we stopped at Johnson's Portside to get our license.
Detroit birds in Minnesota this year?
Yes.
Okay, and did you last year?
No.
Okay.
Well, I'm out here on my first ruffed grouse hunt ever with Tom Porker with Focus Outdoors. We happen to have Brian Bourne with Rio Ammunition. Gonna play around with some new shells. I put a little input on these Royal pheasants. Give us a quick rundown on basically how the thing's built, and I'm going to shoot a 28, which is interesting to me. Just shot them a few times. Why it's such a effective load for a little gun.
Well, 28 gauge first and foremost is one of the best patterning gauges or cartridges out there in the shotgun shell lineup. The copper pheasant loads is a brand new line from Rio, introducing it this fall. With your copper 6s in that 28 gauge, getting through these trees on these grouse is going to make it a little easier.
Right. And the little bit of experience I did have with the 28 last year was shooting some of our big wild birds, and by God, it dumped them.
Yeah.
So I'm really impressed and looking forward to this.
Where is it, Blake?
train rolls down the line.
Fetch it up.
Land up on and ride. There is a place I'm always satisfied.
Grouse.
Ease my worried mind. Like pulling catfish on the banks of Chili Cove. Glide like angels to the shore. I'm gonna find me a dirt road and get right.
They don't want to be dead. Come on, good job. Awesome. Yeah, I actually spotted that one. Good job, buddy. Yep, she had that grouse pinned. Look at what she had it pinned in, right behind you. In that wood again.
Okay.
See that over on the edge over there?
Uh-huh.
But that woodcock had to get in our way. I think these woodcock are paid bodyguards, don't you?
It's starting to look that way.
I'm telling you, because she had that grouse pinned. It was done. Wow. Good shot, buddy. Now, you shot that woodcock a pretty good distance. Now, that was with those copper-plated 6s, 28 gauge,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, and I don't know your game, but they seem to be punching through these leaves and so forth
Well,
a little better.
If you remember, I said, ooh, the 6s are pretty heavy, but we still have a fair amount of foliage up, and I really think it's helping
Right,
you, because
yeah,
you've taken some birds at a good distance
Yep,
today.
it's lending me a little bit of confidence.
Yep, I think it's the right choice. I really do. And they don't seem to deform and bounce around like the straight lead is right now.
Yep.
Because you're just punching through this stuff.
Yeah, and you can see when it's hitting the leaves. I mean, it's holding a tight pattern through there.
Yep, good deal. Good deal. Well, that was fun. We had one foot flush while she was pointing a grouse. I think those grouse are paying these woodcock to watch their back. Good girl, Kylie.
High Point Pet Foods presents Country Creations Dog Foods, offering quality nutrition for the life of your canine companion. To fuel the fire of puppyhood into keeping the energy level high of an active young dog, optimizing the performance of the hard-charging adult, or having a quality diet for your senior canine companion. Country Creations has you covered with their quality formulas. Get in touch with High Point Pet Foods today. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels is your full-time gun dog training facility. For over 30 years, we have customized our training to fit each individual gun dog. We know it takes a well-trained gun dog to handle wild birds. Make every hunting trip a dream trip. Let Midwest Gun Dog Kennels put excitement back into your hunt of a lifetime. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels, where experience equals excellence.
Well, as you might be able to tell, I spend a lot of time behind the shotgun. Whether it's at the clay target fields, sporting clays fields, doing exhibitions, or bird hunting, I always trust my shooting skills to the Rio elites. Not only for the lighter recoil, but as you can tell, the harder hitting, consistent patterns. These clay targets don't stand a chance when you shoot Rio elite.
Dakota Pheasant Guide offers the best wild pheasant hunts from the Glacial Lakes area of South Dakota west to the Missouri River. Packages available include everything from self-guided to fully guided hunts. Book your bird hunting adventure now. Fishermen, iTime Promotions is your ticket to an enjoyable and successful day on the water. Call Dennis Foster for your outdoor adventure of a lifetime.
Where's this, Jeremy?
Well, do we want to try and run that edge?
Yeah, we can look that way.
I got a pretty good one.
Okay. Like, sorry.
Okay, we just got this woodcock. Pretty nice dog work. He had trouble finding it down. It just shows you the camouflage of it. So what I did is I brought the dog in. He was running a little big search area. Held him for a couple seconds. Let him focus on that area, and then he got real birdie, so we knew where it was. And then Brian from Rio Ammunition actually found it. Just imagine it's laying in the leaves like that, what the difference in the color is. Pretty hard to spot.
Mark, over your head. Down. Duncan.
Yep, got it. We're hunting today in a couple days with Brian Borns from Rio Ammunition, and Brian's new to this and he's catching on fast. I'm going to give him a little pointer, something we picked up from being pro staff members of Focus Outdoors. We just got done hunting a bull and it's getting windy. When I call the dog in those conditions, I like to face away from the dog. That way whatever echo there is comes from the same direction my voice does. Where if you're facing the dog, the voice comes from one direction, the echo comes from the other. And you notice we came around some curves in the hill and stuff, and I thought the dog handled it pretty well. He's an 8-year-old dog, so he should have. Thanks.
Very interesting. I didn't know that.
Right here. Find the bird. It's been running in here, walking. Woodcock?
Yeah.
Mark?
Here it is.
Oh, what? Mark! You ready, Brian? Easy. Easy. Come on up, Brian. Go off to the right of her. Easy. Easy. Woodcock! They don't like to fly right into the thickest stuff. They'll land on these edges, on these little openings, and then they'll walk around and then eat.
Okay.
And then if you put a lot of pressure on them, a lot of times they'll come right back out to the edge and take off. Or they'll find a little opening in the woods. And grouse love these edges too because the sun will come in here and it will make food. Like this is witch hazel. They'll eat the buds off this witch hazel. That one's even stripped clean already. So those grouse, they'll come up and they'll plop in these little witch hazel bushes and they'll pick all the buds out of there and eat them. So these little openings are critical to quality habitat where these birds can feed and eat and
Sustain.
forest openings are really the key and edges to grouse and woodcock. So crack those acorns open and eat them. I've taken grouse where they'll actually, their whole throat will have acorns in them.
Oh, wow.
So again, but you can see where these oaks are growing in here, right in these little openings right there.
All through here.
These I got through this caucus green. What happens is, woodcocks are flight birds, so if they find an area they like, they'll hang out in that area and they'll eat. And when they defecate, that's what we call a splash.
Okay.
And generally what happens, if you see a lot of splash, if the birds are still in the area, you can have a pretty good shoot.
Okay.
So like I say, they're migrants. Sometimes they come in right before dark, they'll feed, they'll rest, and then they'll blow right out at the first light of day.
I'll be done.
So it's just kind of, when you see splash, you always got to check it out.
Okay.
Always.
Okay. Yeah, I'm learning here.
Yeah, it's very important.
It's a really nice spot for them too.
Yeah.
Low
Remember
spot.
what I said too about the little trees, you know, the little popples? They get in here, once they start losing their leaves, they can get up and out of here quick, so they feel pretty comfortable
Okay.
about being in here, and they
Okay.
don't have to be on an edge. They probably came in off that.
So they probably hold a little tighter for you
Yeah,
then?
they like it in here. If
Okay.
they're here. Mark? Okay, we're going to work this out for a little bit. Wow, good job. Nice shot.
Oh, and them shells got some punch.
Wow. Took it, yeah. Well, here's the size of them. See the legs? That's why they can't run like grouse and pheasant, but they will walk around and toddle around.
Yeah, they're awful spindly.
Yeah, they're awful spindly. It's a shorebird leg.
Okay.
You see how that, yep. And when you get one in the springtime, see how that white sticks out on that tail?
Wow.
Isn't that immaculate?
That's what you're saying. They look so much bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it
looked like
huge. Yeah. I thought, God, if I miss this, I'm a fool. It looks.
Yeah, but that white, they'll fan that tail, you guys, in the spring when they're doing their little dance. And even at night, it just glistens in the dark. And then they'll wiggle it around to attract a female.
Okay.
So, your first
Very
American
cool.
woodcock, buddy.
You bet.
All right, good shot. Really good. Not wasted meat there.
No.
All right.
What about the guy who did all the good dogs?
Thank you. Now, just before this all happened, we were coming down here because Brad said, I think I found a drumming log. That's pertaining to the ritual of the springtime rough grouse. They'll sit on these logs, they'll fan their tails, and they'll beat their wings, and you can hear them for literally a mile.
Now, what indicates that it's a
Well, we're going to go
drumming
look
log? Yeah.
right now.
Some of this is apparent. Okay.
Yep. See this, Brian?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay. He's been sitting on this log, drumming. He doesn't want to leave, so he defecates right on his log. But what they do is they'll pick out a log like this, they'll jump up there to display in the spring, and also what people don't remember, they'll display in the fall. And why they do that in the fall, it's called dispersal. They're like any other bird. They're born in broods, and pretty soon they have to leave the area and find their own territory.
Right.
So, quite honestly, he's been here this fall.
So he's probably saying, "Hey, this is my spot.
This is my spot. I'm drumming to let you know this is my territory."
Okay.
Same thing in the spring, but they're more so trying to attract a female in the spring. So that's great find, Brad. That's you don't see them very often.
Oh, really?
And we've tried to chase drummers. Jeremy, have we ever pulled the trigger on a drummer? Never. They are so wary and so jacked up that
I suppose their senses are just.
yeah. But we're talking about bird poop. Now think about it. It's a key. The whole thing is a key. Now, the reason we got that woodcock, I was honestly expecting more because of the splash, but there is a woodcock in here. How did we find it? We found the splash. We know we moved some grouse in here. And here's just another indication. There's probably a whole young brood that's dispersing through this young forest.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's what that is. That's a great find. I love finding things like this because it tells you, even during tough days, you're not out of your mind. The birds are there.
And
They're
it's
there.
with anything, any kind of hunting or fishing. If you understand what you're after,
Right.
obviously your success rate's soar.
Right.
Your best hunters and fishermen are generally your smarter guys.
Right.
I find.
Well, just like fishing. I've been with you in a boat. You're awesome because you know what the sign is showing you. And it's just like this hunting or any other kind of hunting.
Right.
You have to pay attention. If you're just running through the woods haphazardly, you're not going to kill a lot of birds. The reason we're in here, there's a lot of food, a lot of young growth that gives overhead security. Traditionally, when this was first cut, we couldn't hunt it for 3 years because it was too dense. They would have broods in here, but they wouldn't stay.
That was the question I had. So this has been cut, and this is all new
Yeah,
growth
this
coming
is all
up then. Okay.
successional forest is what we
Okay.
call it. Young growth. So, awesome. Good job. That was awesome in all phases there, guys. We got a bird and got to see a drumming log, and
Let's go do it more.
let's do it. All right.
Midwest Gun Dog Kennels is your full-time gun dog training facility. For over 30 years, we have customized our training to fit each individual gun dog. We know it takes a well-trained gun dog to handle wild birds. Make every hunting trip a dream trip. Let Midwest Gun Dog Kennels put excitement back into your hunt of a lifetime. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels, where experience equals excellence.
Make your next day on the water even better with Airwave Pedestal, the only air suspension system that can be custom adjusted to the weight of the rider. No unreliable springs, no oil-filled shocks to leak. Our patented design utilizes a 2-stage suspension system to smooth out the roughest ride, while limiting travel to an industry-leading 2 inches. This boating season, enjoy your time on the water to the fullest. Find out how at airwavepedestal.com.
Dakota Pheasant Guide offers the best wild pheasant hunts from the Glacial Lakes area of South Dakota west to the Missouri River. Packages available include everything from self-guided to fully guided hunts. Book your bird hunting adventure now. Fishermen, iTime Promotions is your ticket to an enjoyable and successful day on the water. Call Dennis Foster for your outdoor adventure of a lifetime.
Woodcock.
Look at that beautiful bird. Good shot, Mark. Nicely done.
Yeah. A local bird that isn't anywhere near fat enough. Now for its frame, it's light.
Mm-hmm.
You feel,
It didn't weigh
you
anything.
feel,
No.
Help me get some more of those hors d'oeuvres.
Which are delicious, by the way.
Go in there. Woodcock!
Dad!
I got it. Yeah, now she's got it. Whoa. 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 Okay. Good girl. Good girl. That girl. Good girl.
Brian, how you doing, buddy? Danny? Okay.
We're hunting with Brian Borns from Rio Ammunition this weekend. We've been having some pretty good luck with it. We've used it for a long time for grouse and woodcock. What else do you offer for the hunters, other hunters?
We have a full range. I mean, we have our blue steel line for the waterfowl guys, goose, duck. We have our regular lead loads for the dove hunters down south, a wide range of soft to heavy to fast. We have turkey loads exclusively for the turkey guys. We also have a new line coming out for the pheasant hunters that we're about to introduce just shortly, copper plated, with some high velocities for some of those late season roosters.
And what gauges will the copper be offered in?
12, 20, and 28 gauge.
Well, that's nice. Cover
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
sport hunter, the meat hunter.
Absolutely.
Good. Well, thank you, Brian. We're enjoying it.
Well, thank you.
Right there. See it? Whoa. Whoa.
Mark!
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That's a good girl. Brian, can you? Good girl. Got it. That's a really good girl. Yeah. Good job. Good job. Okay. Drop. Good girl. Good girl. That's pretty cool. Got to see it sitting there. Yep. She did a nice job on that bird.
She did a real nice job.
Nice job.
This is a classic example. With this opening here, all three of those woodcocks were on this edge. It gives them a big opening to drop in. They don't have to fight a bunch of trees to get in here, and then they get out the same way most of the time. So that's what happened with those. Even the one that went behind us, where did he go? He went up into the opening and then left. They do that a lot. It was fun to watch Dennis's young dog Kate adapt to the woods from the prairie. Kate showed a good nose, a want to point first, which is super important in the grouse game, and a nice drive to find birds. The conditions were tough, warm and vegetation thick, but young Kate turned into a timber dog right before our eyes. As our time was coming to an end, we had one more game plan to get a grouse, but we knew, deep down, the grouse beat us this trip. And that was fun.
We'll work it away and around and down.
Yeah. Okay. And then we'll bring it back down. There's a few other good spots too. Once in a while we'll get down on this first little bottom here. Be ready. Might be a woodcock or two in there, but as we go towards the trucks again, there should be some grouse.
Okay, so that should be nice.
So let's try her, boys. Okay.
Diesel train rolls down the line as I'm headed for the land of corn and rye. There is a place I'm always satisfied, full of remedies to ease my worries.